now, I have a question. You think we should go home and get your truck? Is this a done deal? Did you find the one?
I'm gonna show myself. Good morning, friends. It is Saturday. It's RV day. I am here with my parents and we're about to go look at some RVs. So yesterday after work, I spent some time packing up the things that I know I want to store and also some things that I'm not sure if I want to take with me, but regardless, I am starting to move everything out of my ex's house and here, because here is where the renovations are going to happen when the time comes. But I broke the news to my grandmother who lives next door, and she was very supportive of me, even though she herself does not like traveling and the thought of it scares her. She's very happy for me. So we're about to get ready. We're going to go to the RV dealership that has the RV that I'm most excited about, and all of these places we're going today are actually really close to my other grandparents' house, and they used to have an RV, so they are going to come with us and I get to spend the day with my family. I am feeling really hopeful, also really nervous that like the day is here, and that's not to say that I'm going to buy something today. I could, but I'm just kind of keeping all possibilities open that if I don't walk into it and feel like this is my new home, then I'm going to keep looking. I want to make sure that if I spend my savings on this, that it's the right thing for me. So let's go get ready. All right, so we are on our way to the first dealership. I am here with my lovely mother and my father in the back. Okay, Mom, so how do you feel about me selling all of my stuff and living nomadically in an RV?
How do I feel about that? Well, first of all, you're not selling all of your stuff. You will be clothed.
Yes.
You will have toiletries.
Yes.
So extraneous stuff. And I think all of us can do that. All of us have way too much stuff, and it clutters our mind when it clutters our homes and our spaces, and that's definitely something that I could do a better job of, letting things go. Second of all, I think nomadic lifestyle is definitely a great way of saying an amazing adventure traveling, and millions of people do it. If they can do it, you can do it. And I'm looking forward to maybe living vicariously through your adventures.
Yeah.
And you know, you've always wanted to live, well, you wanted to live like off-grid in the woods when you were a kid.
Yeah, of course.
And then you grew up and realized, I like a nice soft comfy bed and internet. So, so I think this is a great match between the two, for sure.
All right, Dad, how do you feel about me living in an RV?
Meh. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for you to realize how strong you really are, and that you can take this time to become the person that you really are and that you want to be, versus always trying to have always trying to compromise. During this time, there's not going to be a lot of compromise. You're going to become who you are, and that's going to make you a stronger person in the future.
Well, at least I have some great supportive parents, because you're badass.
So when I do get the RV, the plan is to bring it home to my parents' house in Birmingham, even though I am currently in Georgia, and then my lovely do-it-all father will be helping me fix it up, just probably rip out some stuff, make sure that I have everything I need, renovate a little bit to fit my needs, and meanwhile I'll be applying for jobs all over the place, and once it's finished, if I don't have a job lined up and I'm ready to hit the road, then I'll probably find just a cheap RV park to stay at until I actually figure out where I'm going. Okay, so while we are on our way to our day, I wanted to talk about some of the constraints that I'm working with here. I only have so much in savings, so you know, there's the initial cost of the RV, and then there is the insurance, there's the taxes, there's the title, there's everything else that comes along with it. So the sticker price is, from what I have been told, I'm going to be paying about $2,000 to $3,000 on top of that for everything that comes with it. Another thing I'm dealing with is my truck is a Nissan Frontier. It's not an F-250. It can't haul, you know, these massive things, and it has to be a bumper pull. So I don't feel comfortable driving anything or hauling anything that's longer than 25 feet. So then I'm also constrained in size of what I can actually pull. And I had looked at a ton of used RVs, and I've decided to go with something that's newer. One, because I don't know the history of these used RVs. There could be things wrong with them that's going to turn into a money pit. And it would just be safer for me in general going out to have something that is newer and there's less likely to have problems. The other thing with buying used is there is a ton of places that will not let you park if your RV or your motorhome is 10 years old, 15 years old. They want it to look nice and new and to not have problems. There's potential of breaking down while you're parked there and all kind of stuff. So I can't get anything that's cheap and old because there would be nowhere to park it.
So, as a mother of two daughters in her 20s, I'm watching my young people learn to navigate the world, and the disadvantages that they are having to overcome is something that I didn't have to overcome when I was forging out into my life in my 20s. I was really shocked that you can't have an RV over 10, sometimes 15 years old just based on aesthetics. And you know what? I get it. However, it's just one more thing that hamstrings our young people, because she could, and we looked at them. I was looking for RVs for her online. I found several that were $10,000 and under, so a really good purchase price for what she's got, in her bank account. And then to know that because it's a 1997 or a 2006, she just can't have it. She can't, because there's nowhere to park it unless she was living in our backyard, which is something she doesn't want to do, and I understand. So I'm just really a little, I guess, out of sorts with some of the unknowns of this process that we've learned, and that's one reason why you're doing this channel.
So the strategy that we have come up with for actually purchasing the RV is I have a certain amount of money in my bank account that I can use towards this. And the RV that we're going to look at first, that I feel the best about personally, is X amount of dollars. So basically what we're going to do is get cashier's check, and if I end up wanting to buy this RV, then I'm going to push them the little check, push them the little envelope, and say I am willing to pay this much right now in cash, done deal. And you're more likely to get a better deal because you're paying in cash and they're not having to do the runaround with the bank and the financing and all the stuff, because as my parents say, cash is king, and that is how you make the most of your money. So basically how I have figured up what I'm actually willing to pay is I took the sticker price and I decided to come down $1,000. Now I called them and I asked them what the sales tax is for travel trailers in the state of Alabama, and they told me the percentage. So then I did the percentage of what I'm willing to pay and added that back. So that's how I figured up how much I'm willing to pay plus the taxes, and then that is the number I'm giving them, and they can take it or leave it. So I have the power of cash as well as walking away power if they don't accept my offer. All right, so we are here at the RV dealership with my mom. That's my Mimi right there. And this is the first one that I found that we're looking at, and I'm about to check it out. So this is the first one that we're looking at. If I did get this one, I would tear all of this out and do something better, because I don't need all of this space. But it's got the kitchen, the bed, the full bathroom, which I like the full bathroom, and I like the bed nook, but there's also not a lot of storage in here, and this is an issue. What you think about it, Dad?
I don't know. I'm still looking.
This table is wobbly, which is...
Yeah, I don't understand that.
This is also sideways. And this is supposed to be storage underneath, but you can't access it except from the bottom of the outside. So there's really kind of no point.
To do is to cut that out and put a hinge
And have storage under there.
and have storage under there, and that way you can put your clothes or just whatever, and all you gotta do is remove the mattress to get to it. So it's not stuff that you would need immediately.
Yeah. And like this is a cozy space, but that's kind of really, besides the full bath, this is really the only thing I like about it. And then this is the only closet space I'd have. So I get that it's a small camper, but also, so yeah, this is the first one. It doesn't feel like the one, and it doesn't feel as impressive as it looked online. So this was the one that I was really excited about and I thought I was gonna love, and I just don't love it. There's no way around it. Okay, so I'm hiding out in the bathroom so I can give a little update while we're here. The one that I originally came here to look at that I had a really great feeling about, I ended up not liking at all. None of my family really liked it either, so we started looking at other ones that were in my price range and the footage that I want it to be. I have looked at probably 10 of them, and I have some that I really like. Some of them are a bit out of the range I would like to pay, so it might be that I pay a good chunk of it and then I finance the rest, or what have you, but we're going back through and taking videos and notes of everything and moving on to the next place. Okay, so real talk. I'm sitting next to a car wash behind this Mexican restaurant that we're eating at, and I'm so terrified. It's like the pressure of buying a car and a house put together, because this is going to be what I live in for the foreseeable future, and also this is my savings. I got this money from selling my shares of the business that I helped create, and I loved and I nurtured, and I spent 2 years of my life doing this, and this is the money that I got from all of that. And it's a really big, this is the biggest thing I've ever purchased in my whole life. So to be sitting here right now after having gone to this dealership and absolutely fallen in love with this RV that I have never heard of the brand before, I've never seen them. In all of my research and all of my looking, I've never come across this RV. The inside is perfect, it's spacious, it has great tires, it's insulated. I could take it to the Pacific Northwest and do good with it. Tipper would be happy. I have room to bring my snake. It's just over what I wanted to pay. And, you know, I could finance it, but I also don't have any credit. And so I'm stuck loving this RV and knowing that it's gonna take everything I have to get it. And my parents are willing to help me, but it's still completely nerve-wracking, and I want to make the right choice, and I feel deep down that this is the right choice and that I want this to be my home. But it's just really hitting me that this is gonna be my home, and that money that has been in savings that I had planned to buy, you know, stuff for a new business with next year is about to go all into one place. But it's gonna be my home, it's gonna be where I live, and it's gonna take me on so many adventures. But it's really hard to like decide to pull that trigger, you know? And I mean, we really did our due diligence there. We were there for like 3 hours and we looked at every possible option and we wrote down notes, and there are some other ones that are cheaper that I could deal with, but they all have issues that wouldn't be the best. And then I found everything I want in this one, and all of these RV people just told me, you know, when you walk into it, you'll feel it. You'll feel what is supposed to be your home, and I feel like that this one is it. It's just a lot more than I wanted to spend, and it's gonna take everything I have. So it's terrifying to make this decision. I don't know, dude. It's so much pressure. It's so much pressure. But it's like, when you know it's time for something, it's time to do it. And like I said in another video, it's like, jumping into the great unknown and finding out that it's a feather bed when you land, and like, am I gonna buy this thing and get all my stuff moved in and bring Tipper and Jiva, and I'm just gonna lay there the first night and be so happy that I did this? I don't know, it's one of the biggest decisions I've ever made in my life to do this. And I had felt really confident up until today because I have looked at multiple RV places. I've looked online, I've researched, I've watched YouTube videos, I have looked on Marketplace, I've looked at new, I've looked at used, I've done my due diligence with this, and I just feel it in my gut that this is the one. But I'm so terrified to jump, so I'm gonna go have me a virgin margarita and some taco salad and talk to my parents and see what to do. So we ate at the Mexican place and we sat there and we did a budget and we talked, and guess where we're going now?
To get it.
We're going to get it.
To pull the trigger on getting it.
Can't. I am.
Say what you just said.
I want to throw up. I want to literally vomit because of the anxiety and the excitement and the nervousness and the like, oh my gosh, we're really about to do this, and it's happening right now. It's happening right now.
But do you love it?
Yes, I love it so much. I'm so excited for it to be my home. I love it. Well, we have been talking and going back and forth for 2-3 hours now, and the financing and the interest rates and the money down and all that stuff is just too much to be able to handle today. So I am leaving the dealership without my RV today, and we'll revisit it after the weekend. There's nothing I can do about it, but we have to do our due diligence to make sure that we are doing the best thing for me and getting the best deal and the best rates and all of that. So I guess stay tuned for a part 2.